Hello, friends. It's Mrs. Brinsley. I'm going to be teaching our reading lessons this week. And this week, we're going to be learning about the five senses. Now, the five different senses is our sense of sight, I can see, our sense of hearing, I can hear, our sense of taste, I can taste, our sense of touch, and our sense of smell, right? So, I'm going to be reading a book. But first, let's review our learning goal or our content goal. Now, we're going to be continuing as we did last week and the week before, learning about characters. So I can identify the characters in a story. It's a really important skill. So I'm going to be reading this book called My Five Senses by Aliki. And Aliki has a really important job because they're both an author, they wrote the words, and they're an illustrator. So they've got two important jobs. So you see, he's touching his eye. I can see, I can hear, I can taste. Oh, I can smell, I can taste, and I can touch. Our five senses. My five senses. Look, an apple with a big bite out of it. I can see. I see with my eyes. I can hear. I hear with my ears. I can smell. I smell with my nose. Look at those roses. I bet they smell wonderful. I love the smell of flowers. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. I can touch. I touch with my fingers. I don't know if you guys have ever touched a rabbit, but they are so soft. I love rabbits. I do all of this with my senses. I have five senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing. When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell. I am smelling. When I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I am tasting. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. I am touching. Oh, I love to pet my cat. And when I'm petting my cat, I'm touching him, right? Sometimes I use all my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at that time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. I am seeing. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use four senses. I see, hear, smell, and touch. Oh my goodness, that puppy's giving him kisses. When I bounce a ball, I use three senses. I see, hear, and touch. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another, but each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see. Hear, all there is to hear. Smell, all there is to smell. Taste, all there is to taste. Touch, all there is to touch. Wherever I go, whatever I do, every minute of the day, my senses are working. They make me aware. So we use our senses when we discover and explore the world around us, right? When we go outside and we see the clouds in the sky and you know, a lot of times you can see the moon during the day. We're using our sense of sight. When we hear the birds chirping, we're using our sense of hearing. When we touch the grass and the trees, we're using our sense of touch. So it's important that we understand our senses and that we use them to discover and explore the world around us. All right, so I want us to practice writing in sentences. Now, I want you to see that we've got a letter, which is going to be one of our sight words, the letter I. But then we also have letters that are put together, and these letters are put together into words. So there's letters, and then letters put together into words. And then you have words that make a sentence. So notice what is in between these words. There's a space. That space is very important. Without that space, it's very hard to read. So we're going to write our first two sentences today. I want you to trace along with me. When we make our uppercase I, we say long line down, little line across, little line across. In fact, I'm going to use something darker so you can see. So long line down, little line across, little line across. The C is a little curve. A is a circle and a hook. And little line down with a hump. Now I'm going to make sure I've got a finger space here, which I do. Then our letter of the day from last week. Look, my pen will not come off of the paper. It's one swoop. So curve it around and then curve it around. Then my E, little line across and hook it around. Little line across and hook it around. And then a period at the end. That's how we know the sentence is over. Now for our second line, for our first line, it says, I can see. I want you to color that I. You can color it whatever your eye color is or whatever eye color you wish you had. Now, our second sentence, I can hear. Let's write this. Long line down, little line across, little line across. And I've got a space. And start with my C, curve it around. Then I'm at the A, big circle all the way around and a hook. With my N, little line down and a hump. H, long line down and a hump. E, little line across and hook it around. A, make a circle, curve it around and a hook. R, little line down and a hook. And of course, my period at the end. This is called a punctuation. That's what lets you know that your sentence is over. So let's read these two sentences. Ready? I can see. That's the sense of sight. I can hear. Yes. So let's revisit our content goal or our learning goal. We're still learning about characters. Do you remember who the character was in this story? Who is this? Right? Characters can be people, they could be animals. In this case, who's the character? He's a little boy, right? The little boy is talking about all the different things he can do. He can see with his eyes. He's talking about how he can hear with his ears and smell with his nose and taste with his tongue and touch with his fingers. Remember he played with his rabbit and he could see his sister. She could be another character. And he tasted his food. Look, he's eating dinner and he touches his kitten, right? Oh, and then his puppy, he gets puppy kisses. So our character is this little boy, and he's telling us all about his 5 different senses. Do we remember what they are? Let's review them. Your sense of sight, I can see with my eyes. Your sense of hearing, I can hear with my ears. Your sense of taste, I can taste with my tongue, right? Your sense of touch, I can touch with my fingers and my skin. Your sense of smell, I can smell with my nose. Okay, my friends, we will be talking more about our 5 senses. I want you, next time you go outside, I want you to look around at the world around you. And I want you to explore and smell and see and hear the sounds and touch and probably not taste, because sometimes that can get you in trouble when you're outside. No tasting outside, okay? Just use the other 4 senses. All right, my friends, I will see you on Wednesday. Okay, bye-bye.